Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at a scenario that I think keeps every defense attorney awake at night.
Oh, for sure.
You know the drill. Usually the lawyer is the shark. They're the predator in the courtroom water. They know the currents, they know where the rocks are, and they know how to bite.
Yeah.
But what happens when the shark gets caught in the net?
And not just caught gutted.
Yeah.
We are breaking down The Law of Innocence by Michael Connelly. And if you've followed Mickey Haller, the Lincoln lawyer, you know he's usually the guy pulling the strings.
Absolutely.
He plays the system better than anyone. But this time, he's the puppet.
It's a complete inversion, a total role reversal. And Connolly starts us off with this incredible whiplash moment.
He really does.
We are at the Redwood Bar. If you're in the LA legal scene, or even if you just read enough crime fiction, you know this place.
Oh, it's legendary. It's like the unofficial clubhouse for the downtown defense bar.
It's gritty, it's loud, and it smells like bad decisions and good stories.
Exactly. And there's a sacred duty Haller talks about in the opening pages. It's a ritual. When you get a not guilty verdict, an NG, you go to the Redwood. You buy rounds for the house. You put it on the credit card even if you're broke. It's, it's tribal.
It's a victory lap, and the context here is key. Haller just walked a client on a battery charge.
And not just a technicality walk.
No.
He destroyed the victim on the stand, made him lose his cool, turned it into self-defense. Classic Haller.
Classic Haller. So he's there, he's riding high, the credit card is behind the bar, but here's the detail that sticks with me. He's celebrating, but he is stone cold sober.
5 years without a drink.
Yeah.
Which is crucial for what happens next.
Crucial.
Because when he leaves that bar and sees the blue lights in the rearview mirror, he isn't worried.
Not at all.
He knows he's clean, he thinks it's a broken taillight, or maybe he drifted a lane. A simple traffic stop.
Which makes the fall so much harder. He goes from the NG high to handcuffs in about 10 minutes.
It's breathtakingly fast.
But let's stick a pin in the arrest for a second and talk about the stop itself. He's driving the Lincoln. He's got that vanity plate, I walk 'em, referencing his win record.
Well, actually, he doesn't have the plate. And that's the whole thing. That's the probable cause for the stop. Officer Milton pulls him over because the plate is missing.
So Haller steps out, confused, thinking maybe it's a prank. Maybe one of the other lawyers at the Redwood unscrewed it as a joke.
Yeah, the Lincoln lawyer lost his license plate, that kind of thing.
But Officer Milton isn't laughing.
Not even a little bit.
And this is where the tone shifts. You can feel it in the writing, the transition from annoyance to just pure dread.
It's palpable. Milton is aggressive. He's shining the light. He's got that cop attitude. And then he spots something.
Something dripping from the trunk.
Dark fluid on the asphalt.
Okay, hold on. Let's pause right there. At the trunk pop. Because this is where the legal nerds, and I count myself among them, are going to start screaming at the dashboard.
Yeah.
Officer Milton pulls him over for a missing plate. He has no warrant. He hasn't arrested Haller yet. How does he get into the trunk of a lawyer's car legally?
I mean, the Fourth Amendment is pretty clear about unreasonable search and seizure.
It is. So what's the loophole here?
It is, but there is a massive cutout called exigent circumstances.
Exigent circumstances.
Or specifically in this context, the emergency aid doctrine.
But that usually means like a ticking bomb or a screaming victim.
Right.
Or hearing gunshots.
Usually, yes. That's what you think of. But here's the argument Milton makes, and it's the argument that, holds up in court later. He sees fluid. It's dark. It's viscous.
Okay.
Haller knows cars. He thinks it looks like transmission fluid or oil.
Right. Mechanical issue.
But Milton argues in the heat of the moment that it looks like blood.
So the legal argument is, I didn't have time for a warrant because someone might be bleeding out inside. Is that it?
Precisely. The law prioritizes life over privacy. If an officer reasonably believes there's an immediate threat to life, the warrant requirement evaporates. He pops the trunk, not to find evidence of a crime, technically, but to render aid.
Even if it turns out there wasn't a living person in there.
That's the kicker. The legality of the search is judged by what the officer knew at that moment, not what they found later.
So it's about the officer's state of mind.
Exactly. So even though it was a dead body, Sam Scales, and not a dying person, the search is valid. And just like that, the Lincoln lawyer is standing on the side of the road, handcuffed, watching his life fall apart.
Let's talk about what or who is in the trunk. Because if you are going to frame Mickey Haller, you couldn't pick a better victim than Sam Scales.
No, you really couldn't. This guy is a piece of work.
I mean, a real piece of work.
The most hated man in America. That was a headline about him. Sam Scales was a con artist of the lowest order. We aren't talking about robbing banks or corporate fraud. We're talking about misery scams.
Right. He would set up fake websites after disasters. It's just ghoulish.
It's the worst. An earthquake hits. He's got a relief fund site up in an hour. A school shooting. He's collecting money for the families.
And he pockets every dime.
Every single cent. And he was a former client of Holler's. In fact, Holler had represented him multiple times, and Scales stiffed him on the bill every single time.
So the frame is perfect. You have a victim that literally everyone hates, so nobody is going to look too hard for the real killer.
Right, because the world is better off without him.
And you have a specific motive for Holler. Scales owed him serious money, around 6 figures in legal fees.
It's all gift-wrapped for the prosecution.
And the visual of the body is just gruesome.
Oh, it's brutal. He's duct-taped. He's been shot multiple times, including a distinct shot through the eye. And he is stuffed into the trunk of the very car Holler uses as his office.
It sends a message, a very loud one.
It really does.
There's a detail from the discovery scene that I want to drill into. It's something that comes up later when they review the body cam footage.
The stifled laugh.
Yes. Tell us about that.
This is chilling. So Holler and his team are breaking down the arrest footage frame by frame.
They're looking for anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Officer Milton pops the trunk. He says, oh, shit, which is, a normal reaction to seeing a corpse.
Sure.
But then immediately after, there's this sound, a humming sound, a vibration.
And Holler recognizes it. He has a gut feeling about it.
He interprets it as a suppressed laugh, a moment of gloating.
Yeah.
It's that visceral reaction of, I got him.
Wow.
And it raises a massive question about the investigation right from the jump. Was Milton just a cop who enjoyed seeing a high-flying, slick defense lawyer get taken down?
Oh.
Or was he in on it? Was he waiting for the car to drive by? Was he part of the setup?
It sets the paranoia level to a 10, instantly. And Holler, realizing the gravity of this, makes a decision that usually he would advise any client against.
Oh, any client.
He decides to go pro se. He is going to be his own lawyer.
He who represents himself has a fool for a client.
It's the oldest adage in the book.
It really is.
But he does it anyway. Why? Is it arrogance? Is it hubris?
I don't think it's arrogance this time. I think it's desperation and trust. Or lack of trust. He knows he has been framed. He knows the evidence is planted. If he hires another lawyer, that lawyer is going to look at the blood in the trunk and the bullet in the garage and say, Mickey, we need to cut a deal.
Right. Let's plead this down to manslaughter.
Or we need to plead insanity. No other lawyer is going to believe in his innocence the way he does. He needs to control the narrative because his life is literally on the line.
Plus, he knows the system. He knows he can't fight this from the sidelines. But the logistical nightmare of being pro se while incarcerated, I just don't think people realize how hard that is.
It's nearly impossible. It's designed to be impossible. You're in a cage. You don't have internet. You have limited phone access.
You can't just Google a case precedent.
No. You have to handwrite your motions on yellow legal pads. You have to rely on runners to file things. And meanwhile, you're in a hostile environment where everyone hates lawyers.
Let's paint the picture of where he is. Twin Towers Correctional Facility.
Yeah.
This isn't a country club prison. This is the grinder.
It's the grinder. And Connelly calls it a world of echoes and iron. It's a sensory assault. The lights are always on. The smell of industrial cleaner and unwashed bodies.
And the noise.
The constant slamming of steel doors, that clack boom that vibrates through the floor. It's designed to break you down.
We have to mention the food.
The bologna. Oh, the bologna.
The relentless bologna sandwiches.
Breakfast and lunch. It becomes this symbol of the grinding monotony and the degradation.
It's dehumanizing.
It is. You're trying to build a complex murder defense, and you're running on processed meat and white bread.
And fear. He's in the high power module, K10.
Uh-huh.
This is for high-profile inmates, celebrities, or people who would be killed in the general population. But that doesn't mean it's safe.
No, not at all. And this is where we meet Bamba John Bishop.
Bishop.
He's the guy in the cell next door. Massive guy. And Haller, being street smart, knows he needs insurance. He hires Bishop.
But not as a lawyer.
No, as a body.
Yeah, I'm retainer.
Exactly. He sets up a payment plan, $400 a week, delivered to Bishop's girlfriend on the outside. It starts purely transactional.
You make sure nobody shivs me in the shower, I pay your rent.
That's the deal. But it changes, doesn't it? This is one of the things I loved about the character development here.
It does. It becomes more.
It really does. Bishop becomes his sounding board. When you're in a cell 23 hours a day, The guy next to you is your only reality.
He's your whole world.
They start talking. Bishop sees how hard Haller is working. He sees the system screwing him. And Bishop becomes invested. He starts acting as a paralegal almost.
Right.
Giving him the gossip from the yard, watching the deputies. It reminds us that Haller has this unique ability to connect with people on the fringes.
He can find allies anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of the deputies, this leads us to the Baja trap. Now, we tease this in the intro, but I want to really break this down because it is a masterclass in legal maneuvering.
It is the turning point of the first act. It's brilliant.
So, Haller is stuck, he's denied bail, he's rotting in K-10, and he suspects that the sheriff's deputies are listening to his phone calls.
His legally protected privilege phone calls.
Which is illegal, massively illegal.
It's worse than illegal. It's unconstitutional.
Yeah.
Attorney-client privilege is the bedrock of the justice system. If the state listens to your strategy sessions with your lawyer, the trial is a sham.
But he just suspects it.
Right. He suspects it because the prosecution seems to be one step ahead. The problem is proving it. You can't just tell a judge, I have a hunch.
So he decides to feed them a lie, to set a trap.
A beautiful trap. He gets his associate, Jennifer Aronson, on the line, and he knows they are listening. So he starts talking about a flight plan.
He knows he's performing for an audience.
Exactly. He says, Jennifer, get the Cessna ready. We're going to Baja. I'm out of here. He lays out a detailed plan to flee the country if he gets bail.
He paints himself as the ultimate flight risk. He couldn't be a bigger flight risk if he tried.
And he waits. He goes to his bail review hearing. And the prosecutor, Dana Berg, they call her Death Row Dana or Iceberg, she falls for it.
Hook, line, and sinker.
She stands up and argues passionately that Haller cannot be released because they have credible intelligence that he is planning to flee to Baja.
And she claims it came from a confidential informant, right? A CI.
That's the cover story.
Yeah.
We heard it from a snitch. But Haller springs the trap.
He's been waiting for this.
He reveals to the judge that the Baja plan was a fabrication. It was a test. The only time those words were spoken was on a privileged legal call between him and his attorney.
Ooh.
It's a mic drop moment. He proves there is no CI. The CI is the sheriff's department illegally recording his calls.
And the judge realizes it immediately.
Oh yeah, the judge is furious.
But why is this so devastating for the prosecution? I mean, okay, they listened to a call. Does that mean he didn't kill Sam Scales?
It doesn't prove innocence of the murder, no. But it poisons the well. In legal terms, it's fruit of the poisonous tree. If the prosecution has been cheating, if they've been listening to his strategy, the judge has to assume everything they know is tainted.
It destroys their credibility.
Completely. Judge Warfield is absolutely furious. It's a massive scandal for the sheriff's department.
And the result for Haller.
He gets bail. The judge has to lower the bail to something manageable as a sanction against the state.
It's his only move, really.
It is. So Haller walks out of Twin Towers. He's wearing an ankle monitor. He's broke, but he's free to work the case from the outside.
But being out doesn't mean he's clear. Not by a long shot, and this is where the reality sets in. He's back in his house, but the evidence against him is overwhelming.
Let's look at the tight box the police have built.
Yeah.
It's not just the body and the trunk. That's almost the end of the story for them.
No, the trunk is just the transport. The murder scene, according to the police, is Haller's own garage.
Walk us through that evidence. It's pretty damning. It's incredibly damning.
Okay.
Police found a bullet in Haller's garage. Ballistics match it to the gun that killed Scales.
Okay, that's bad.
It gets worse. They found Scales' blood on the floor of the garage.
Yeah.
It had been cleaned up, but is visible under luminol.
So the narrative is, Haller lures Scales to his house, shoots him in the garage, stuffs him in the trunk, cleans up the mess.
It's a solid narrative. It fits the physical evidence, but it fails the logic test. And this is Haller's main defense initially. He keeps asking, why?
Why as in motive?
Why as in stupidity? Mickey Haller is a veteran defense attorney. He knows about ballistics. He knows about luminol. He knows about tracking.
He knows how these cases are built.
He knows exactly how they're built. So why would he kill a man in his own house and then, this is the crazy part, drive around with the body in his trunk all day?
Right. He went to court. He parked in a public lot.
It makes no sense.
Right.
It creates a cognitive dissonance. You have to believe that Haller is an evil genius capable of a perfect execution, but also a complete moron who drives his murder victim to work.
And those two things just don't add up.
Exactly. But prosecutors tell juries all the time, criminals are arrogant. They make mistakes. Haller knows that common sense alone won't save him. He needs hard data. This brings us to digital alibis.
This is a modern twist that you wouldn't see in a legal thriller 20 years ago.
It's absolutely crucial. We live our lives leaving breadcrumbs, digital breadcrumbs.
Everywhere.
Holler's team pulls the telematics from the Lincoln.
Explain telematics for us. What is that
Well,
exactly?
the car's black box. Modern cars record everything. When the door opened, when the engine started, GPS coordinates, speed, gear shifts. It's a minute-by-minute log of the car's life.
So what's his argument with that data?
He argues, look at the data. My car never left the garage during the time the murder supposedly happened. My phone never pinged outside the house.
He's trying to prove a negative, I wasn't there, or my car wasn't there.
Which is the hardest thing to do in law. He's arguing that since he didn't leave and the body is there, someone else must have brought the body to him.
So someone broke into his garage.
Broke in, planted the blood, planted the bullet, and put the body in his trunk while he was asleep upstairs.
Which sounds like a conspiracy theory. Sounds far-fetched.
It does. Until you start looking at the honey.
The honey, follow the money, follow the honey.
Yeah.
This is where the investigation pivots from a defense case to a detective story.
Yes.
And it brings in the heavy hitter, Harry Bosch.
You can't have a Mickey Haller deep dive without Harry Bosch.
No, you can't.
He's Haller's half-brother, a former LAPD detective and now his investigator. And they are the perfect foil.
Completely.
Haller's the showman, the orator. Bosch is the hunter. He's silent, relentless, and he notices things everyone else misses.
And he notices something about the autopsy report. Something tiny.
The grease. Under Sam Scales' fingernails, the medical examiner found a substance described as grease.
And most people would just gloss over that.
Right. Oh, he was a slob, he ate a burger, who cares?
But Bosch digs deeper. He never lets a detail go.
Never. He sends it to a private lab. They break down the chemical composition. It's not just animal fat.
Okay.
It's a mix of chicken fat, vegetable oil, and sugarcane.
Which is a very specific cocktail. That's not a burger.
That is not a burger. It's biofuel. Biodiesel.
And that changes everything.
Changes the entire map.
Yeah.
It points away from a random robbery or a disgruntled client and points directly to Terminal Island.
To its specific place.
To a company called BioGreen Industries.
So now we have a location, BioGreen. It sounds like a nice eco-friendly company.
On paper, yes. They turn waste into fuel, save the planet, all that good stuff.
But it's not.
Of course not. Bosch starts digging into the financials and the ownership, and he finds a name that makes Haller's blood run cold. Louis Aparicio.
A ghost from the past.
A very dangerous ghost. Aparicio was a witness in a case Haller tried years ago. Haller destroyed him on the stand, humiliated him, exposed his mob connections.
So there's bad blood there.
There's a serious grudge. And it turns out, Aparicio is the shadow owner of BioGreen through straw men and shell companies. And suddenly, the motive shifts. This isn't just about Sam Scales scamming people. This is about huge federal subsidies.
Okay, so follow the honey.
The government pays massive grants to companies that produce biofuel.
So the scam is, BioGreen is pretending to make fuel, collecting millions in government cash, but they aren't actually producing anything.
Or they are producing sludge, just to pass inspection. It's a classic mob bust-out operation wrapped in green energy.
And Sam Scales,
Yeah.
poor greedy Sam Scales, he likely stumbled onto this.
Or maybe you try to scam them. That's what he does.
He tried to con the con men.
And that gets you killed. But for Aparicio, killing Scales wasn't enough. He saw an opportunity.
A 2-for-1 deal.
Exactly. He has a dead body. He has a grudge against Mickey Haller. Why not solve both problems? Frame Haller for the murder. It's efficient.
It's devious, it's brilliant in its own horrible way, but proving this link, connecting the grease to the mob to the frame, is incredibly dangerous.
It is.
Because now you aren't just fighting the DA, you're fighting the FBI.
This is where the plot thickens into concrete. Bosch finds out that BioGreen is flagged in the police database.
What does that mean? What does flagged mean?
It means hands off. It means there's an active federal investigation. The FBI is watching BioGreen, probably building a massive RIO case against the mob.
And they don't want anyone messing it up.
They don't want local cops or defense attorneys messing up their surveillance.
Yeah.
Kicking the anthill.
So Haller's in a catch-22. The FBI knows BioGreen is dirty. They might even have surveillance that proves Haller is innocent.
Oh, they probably do.
But they won't release it because it would blow their cover on the bigger case.
Exactly. They are sacrificing one man Haller
Yeah.
to catch a whole crime family. It's a utilitarian calculation.
Wow.
Haller is collateral damage.
So what does a shark do when the bigger sharks are circling?
He bites. He has to. Haller decides to rattle the cage.
What does that look like?
He issues a subpoena to the FBI. He demands their files on Sam's Scales and BioGreen. He knows they will fight it. He knows they will claim national security or law enforcement privilege.
But he wants a reaction. He's trying to provoke them.
And he gets one, a big one. Agents Aiello and Ruth show up at his house.
This isn't a friendly visit.
No, this isn't a please step into the office visit. They ambush him at his home. Agent Aiello, who is described as this bulky, aggressive Fed, physically threatens him.
He gets in his face?
He does more than that.
Right.
He leans Haller over his own deck railing.
Marking up the wrong planet. That's the line, right?
That's the line. It's a direct threat.
Yeah.
They try to terrify him into dropping the subpoena.
But that backfires.
Completely. For Haller, their aggression is validation.
It's confirmation.
It is. If he was wrong, if BioGreen was just a normal company, the FBI wouldn't care. The fact that they are threatening him proves he is right over the target. The threat confirms the theory.
I love that moment. It's Haller using his opponent's strength against them.
Your anger is my proof.
It's pure psychological judo.
But we still have a murder trial approaching. The clock is ticking.
The speedy trial clock. And this is another classic Haller move. He refused to waive time. He didn't ask for continuance.
No. He forced the prosecution to go to trial in 60 days. He's betting his life that he can solve the crime before the jury comes back.
That is an insane gamble.
It's all or nothing.
There's one more piece of evidence that I think is brilliant. It's so subtle. The missing wallet.
It's the subtle clue that unravels the police work. It's Bosch-level detail.
That is. So, Sam Scales was found with cash and a money clip, but no wallet. Now think about Sam Scales.
He's a con man. He has 5 different identities.
Exactly. He needs his wallet because it holds the ID he is currently using.
He wouldn't leave home without it. It's his most important tool.
Never. And Haller finds a crime scene photo taken when the trunk was first opened that shows a distinct wallet-shaped bulge in Scales' back pocket.
It's clearly there in the photo.
But by the time the body got to the morgue, the pocket was empty.
Which means someone took it. A cop. The paramedic. Or maybe it was lost intentionally.
It's a question.
Haller grills Detective Drucker on the stand. He puts the photo up. He forces Drucker to admit the wallet was there.
Why is the wallet so important? What's the end game there?
Because the ID inside that wallet likely had the alias Scales used to get into BioGreen.
Ah, the key.
It's the key that unlocks the whole thing. If they had that name, they could track his movements. They could find the emails. By making the wallet disappear, the system cut the thread that led to the truth.
So it proves the investigation was sloppy at best.
And corrupt at worst.
It really highlights the central theme of the book, the Law of Innocence. We touched on this, but let's go deeper. There is a profound difference between legal exoneration and actual innocence.
A huge difference. It's the difference between not guilty and innocent.
Right.
In the American legal system, the jury only decides not guilty. That double negative is important. It means the state didn't prove it. It doesn't mean he didn't do it.
It leaves a stain, a cloud of suspicion.
Exactly. If Haller gets a not guilty verdict because of a technicality or because the jury just wasn't sure, he's still the Lincoln lawyer who probably killed the guy.
His career is over.
His career's over. His reputation is trash. He can't live with that. He needs the world to see the real killer in handcuffs.
So he isn't just fighting for his freedom, he's fighting for his life, his identity, his entire being.
And that creates this incredible tension. The man with the axe metaphor.
Explain that.
Usually, the defense attorney is the man with the axe. The state plants a tree, the case. The defense attorney just has to chop at the roots, cut off a few branches, create doubt.
Right. If the tree falls, you win.
You win. But Haller can't just chop the tree.
No.
He has to chop down their tree, and then he has to plant his own tree, the tree of truth, and make it grow in the middle of a hurricane.
That is a much, much higher burden.
It's an impossible burden.
And he's doing it with an ankle monitor buzzing on his leg. So as we wrap up the analysis, where does the story leave us? The trial is starting, the FBI is looming, the mob is out there.
It's a standoff. It's a three-way standoff. Haller is going into court to defend himself against a prosecutor who never loses, while his investigator is out in the streets trying to dodge the FBI and find the proof that BioGreen ordered the hit. It is the ultimate high-wire act.
And the question is, can the system actually handle the truth? If the FBI is willing to let Haller take the fall to save their IUO case, is justice even possible?
That's the cynical heart of the book. Justice isn't a blind goddess with scales.
No.
Justice is a bureaucracy. It's a negotiation. And sometimes an innocent man is just an inconvenient variable in a larger equation.
Barking up the wrong planet. It feels like he's fighting gravity.
He is. But if there's one thing we know about Mickey Haller, he operates best in the mud. He knows the Lincoln is just a car, but the road is where he lives.
What stands out to you most about this deep dive compared to other legal thrillers we've discussed? There are so many. What makes this one different?
For me, it's the vulnerability. We are so used to the super lawyer trope.
The invincible hero.
The guy in the $3,000 suit who always has a witty comeback. In this book, we see Haller scared. We see him embarrassed to use the toilet in his cell. We see him worrying about his daughter singing in a jumpsuit.
It strips away the armor.
Completely. It humanizes the myth. You feel his fear.
It reminds us that the law isn't a sword you hold, it's a landscape you have to survive. And sometimes the terrain is hostile.
Absolutely. That's a perfect way to put it.
Before we sign off, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought to chew on. We often walk around with this assumption that if I do nothing wrong, I have nothing to fear.
Yeah, we all kind of believe that.
We trust the safety net. But this story asks a terrifying question. What if your innocence is the very thing that makes you the perfect victim?
It's the fragility of freedom. One missing license plate, one planted drop of blood, and everything you built is gone.
And on that terrifying note, this has been the deep dive into the Law of Innocence. Huge thanks to our expert for navigating the legal maze with us today.
Always a pleasure. Let's hope we never have to use this knowledge in real life.
Amen to that. To you, the learner, thanks for listening. Keep asking questions, keep looking for the honey, and stay safe on the road. We'll catch you on the next dive.